Thanks for joining me for the Trend Talk Show Clips. In this episode, Ed Hahn, Mary Despe, and Tom Powner join me to discuss hiring trends. So, Ed, you look like you're bursting with thoughts there.
I have a lot of thoughts. I'm sure you're surprised to hear that. Uh, largely, I'm echoing what Mary and Tom have already said, though. Look, my big competitive advantage when I am trying to poach someone from another organization is, oh, I've read in the news that this employer is doing RTO. Hello, you've just rung a dinner bell for me. Okay, that's what's happening when companies announce that they're doing RTO. All of their competitors say, "Oh, okay, thank you. I'm going to contact all of your people now." And
Yeah.
because why wouldn't we? If your organization,
so I'm not seeing people they, oh, I'll take 20,000 less. They are really demanding a work from home environment, and even a hybrid approach. Work from home local is becoming very popular. Companies will hire you if you're a certain distance from the corporate office because they want you to come in once or twice a month. But people are just want to work from home. I just finished a consulting gig with a company, and we had to identify which positions we can make remotely because the past year they had so much turnover. People would take a job and quit in 2 months or 2 weeks because they didn't want to travel into the office. So we identified like 162 jobs that could be done remotely. So companies that have to change the way of thinking. I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm not sure if I personally think work remote 100% is not as healthy as people think. I've been doing it for years and I miss people. I miss hugs. I miss handshakes. I miss laughter. So I don't know if it's good for us long term, but people want work from home environment and they want the money and they want all the benefits.
if you have been working continuously in the same place for the last 2.5 years, right? You went through the initial horror of summer of 2020 when everyone practically was at least riffing or furloughing significant amounts of their teams. So what did that do to everybody that was left? Well, guess what? This amount of work doesn't suddenly compress down to this amount of work, right? On the contrary, it expanded, right? Because there's fewer people to do it now and fewer people proficient in doing it. So everything took longer. And so all those people were sick and tired of that. And that's where the Great Resignation came from, to my way of thinking. And I think we're continuing to see that trend, that impatience for being, in the minds of many employees, taken advantage of.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that. And Ed said something earlier about people being impatient with their current employer. And, they've been doing the work of two people while we go through this whole transition and stuff. And I've had many clients that actually, with my help, found a new job. But by the time they got hired, like I had one national sales account manager. He's supposed to have 42 salespeople report to him. He didn't ask the right questions. There was 20 people missing when he was being interviewed. And by the time he got on board, there was another 15 people. So he had 35 open hires. How could he succeed with all that newness and him being a new company and have to hire these people? And I've heard these type of stories over and over. So the grass might seem greener, but when you get on board, people above you, people below you are just missing. And then how do you fill that gap in when you're a new employee or new leader of a company?
Okay.
And that's I'm seeing quite a bit of that. So I think the hybrid is going to be the way it's going to be. But like Ed said, whether it's 2 to 3 or 4 days at home in the office, it's going to be different for every company. But be flexible. Be flexible with what's going on.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll say that, just the last few years of work have been interesting for HR people, for leaders, for everyone really participating in it. I would say, like, specific for leadership, like just even hearing this now, like some places will be hybrid, some workplaces will not be, it's like completely come back to work or fully remote. And the leaders really need to get it in front of it. I mean, they really got to lead their organizations in the way that's, acceptable and appropriate for their workforce. I really feel that just from a leadership standpoint, that's got to change, just in terms of including people in the decision making, the voices, the thought process, and setting policies. A lot of times it's the same kind of people, or it's just people with power. And I really feel, you see a little bit of voices from all levels, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a better need to have more people actively involved to formulate policies that really will be more agile enough than to, be talking about like, oh, what do we do now? So I don't know. I just feel like, it's exciting time, I think, but at the same time, it's also like, what's going to happen? I don't know, so like, I feel all of this, just more participation from different voices in the workforce around a lot of these issues will be really helpful.
Thanks again for joining me for the Trend Talk Show clips. See you next time.